ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Midwest. Welcome to Kansas Speedway, but with some extra turns thrown in this time. Welcome to the Kansas Roval for the Knapp Daddy Racing 150 here at the Kansas Speedway Roval. As always, my name is Hunter Foley up here in the booth with my broadcast partner, Jonathan Smith, and we are excited to be bringing you the fifth regular season race here in the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. We have got our drivers out there finishing up their practice right now before we get on over to our qualifying. Apologies for starting a little bit late this evening. Had some technical difficulties, and by technical difficulties, I mean I pushed the wrong button, and we had to start a whole new thing. So that's fun. Good job on me. But before we get over into all of the racing action, do ourselves a little pat on the back ad read, I suppose. Notwithstanding my wrong button pushing here earlier on, but for those that don't know, you are on the Knapp Daddy Racing YouTube channel. Thank you all very much for being here. I know there's some Major League Baseball going on right now, as well as Monday Night Football, so thank you for split screening or joining in with us, or however you're hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate each and every single one of you. But myself and John make up Knapp Daddy Racing. Originally started as an iRacing design shop. We have expanded to try to be your one-stop shop for anything iRacing and anything in your iRacing needs. Check out our website at knapdaddyracing.com for all of your custom design, template, or logo needs, and be sure you grab the free content that is available on the site as well. I know John just updated the site just a few days ago with some brand new content that is fantastic and at a very reasonable price, so check that out as well. And even if you're not into iRacing, be sure to grab a t-shirt, grab a hat, help support the brand. You can catch us here every single Monday night for the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. You can catch us broadcasting for the Doghouse Racing League on Doghouse Racing TV on Thursday nights, and you can catch us live on TikTok and Twitch as often as we can. Once again, thank you all for joining with us here on this fine Monday night for some road course racing. Be sure you like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you don't miss any of the Knapp Daddy Cup Series action. And as always, jump in the comments, cheer on your drivers. I know they appreciate it very much, just as much as we love reading it. But with that being said, we are probably about 6 or 7 minutes away from heading over into our first qualifying laps here. So let me go ahead and quit my yapping. I think I've, in all honesty, done quite enough for one night, but let me kick it over to my broadcast partner, Jonathan Smith, to talk to us a little bit more about this race and what we're going to expect.
Well, I am happy to be here, but I don't know what to tell you. I have no idea what's going to happen tonight. Never raced at this road course before. Not a big road course guy, if we're just being completely honest with each other, but I think you know that already. I think everybody else that's seen one video of me driving or even broadcasting road course knows that. I don't know, something about right turns just doesn't sit well with me, but some of these drivers got it figured out. Some guys I got my eyes on tonight, Kevin Tankos, part-time driver with us this year, racing every other week due to his work schedule. I know he is mad fast at some of these road courses. Jamie Horn, always bringing it, always a good guy to pick. Hunter Simpson, I think, taking the win last week. I think it's a good pick for tonight. Also, got guys like Josh Cully, newcomer here tonight. Me and Hunter both know how fast Josh Cully is. Usually drives from the back all the way to the front. And also like guys like Brandon Lopez and Brandon Trush as well for tonight. So a lot of guys keep your eye out on. I know these guys are pretty good at these road courses, and some guys are looking to walk away here with a win and boost themselves up to the points to get closer to that pot.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's kind of like you were saying just a second ago. Some guys really love the road course thing, and other guys, yourself, I believe, being one of them. No disrespect intended in any way, shape, or form, but I know you're not a big fan of the right turns. Like you said, we've been, in the relatively short time that we've been doing the broadcasting thing, we've gotten the chance to see a lot of these guys in road course action. I know in the past we've seen Jamie Horn and Brandon Trush kind of battle it out on road courses, but like you said, I know that Kevin Tankos is a big fan of road courses as well. Expecting a big night out of the Trash Panda Autosport guys as well. Frank Marchese, excuse me, Frank Marchese, and our boy Greg McConey as well. Definitely expecting them to have a big night here tonight. I know a lot of them really enjoy the road course schedules as well. So either way, it's going to be a very exciting evening, and looking forward to seeing how this plays out. This is definitely probably the most unique race that we've run in the regular season so far. Notice I said regular season and not preseason because that would include Monza.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll give this a very close second to the craziest race we've ran so far, but where the season goes, at least, this is definitely one of the craziest. I actually don't know anybody that has ran this race in a league before, so this is kind of a first for us, first for, I think, most people. The setup tonight, there is no fixed setup provided by iRacing, which is what these drivers usually run, so we are running in a custom-built setup just for this track, but every driver will be driving the same setup tonight. That was kind of put together by Greg McConey and I think some other people, and I'm sorry, I don't really know all who was there to help put it together, but I know Greg was helped put it together. I went out here and ran it one time and about tore my splitter off on this corner right where Brandon Trush is about to come up at. So you enter the infield in turn 1 and exit the infield almost in turn 1.5. They come right here beside that banking. If you ride up that banking, you will tear your splitter up, mess up the car, fly into the wall. Not a good time. Then these drivers are going to come down this backstretch here all the way around, so they do get some open driving here, get to go around the corners just like an oval, just like simpler times.
It is kind of nuts to me. That's one of the things that was really unique to me about the Kansas Roval is like you do have all the really tight twists and turns, and some of these turns that they do have out here are really kind of crazy, man. I mean, I believe it's turn 5, where it's the hairpin is insane. But also at the same time, I mean, once you get back out there on the track and you're going around the oval, I mean, these guys are reaching, 180 plus miles an hour, and then you're right back into the twists and turns of inside the road course. And I mean, I was looking at Brandon Trush there just a second ago, and I believe he was going less than 40 miles an hour to get around that corner.
Yeah, you're going to have to come on the brakes pretty hard going into the first corner there after the start-finish line. Taking a hard left-hand turn into the infield. It's a little bit track map for you here, as you can see. Commonly referred to as, well, I don't know. The wing is what we'll call it. I was going to call it by its real off-brand name, but decided probably not a good idea for viewing purposes, but we'll call it the wing is what they call it here. As you go inside that infield, make that hard 180 turn, come back around, and then back onto the track again. So not too much of a road course, but good enough mix. But it is hard to get around that little infield part there. I mean, that's where a lot of trouble is going to come from, as we're still watching Brandon Trush try this turn one more time. That's going to be tough to get down to that infield, man. Just sliding it through there.
It is definitely going to be a interesting night out there for sure. I'm looking forward to it either way. But did you happen to make a pick for tonight before we get over to the qualifying so that we don't cheat here?
Yeah, go ahead and tell me who your pick is for tonight.
Oh, for my pick, I'm going to go with the number 16 machine of Greg McConey. I know this is a race that Greg's been looking forward to for a lot of the season. I know Greg's been trying to get after it really hard for the practice here. This is going to be a really, really tough track. Someone who's going to end up winning this race is someone who can kind of repeat these patterns over and over again of the road course, but also still get back into the throttle really well. I think that has Greg McConey written all over it. I'm going Greg McConey to take the checkered flag here tonight at the Kansas Speedway Roval.
And I don't blame you. He's been working at it for a while this week. I know he's been putting in the time and the effort, the practice, so I'm looking forward to see what he can do. He's going to try to climb up this point standings. For my pick tonight, I think that I am going to go with not Greg McConey. I can't pick your pick. But I think I'm going to go with Brandon Trush tonight. As you can see some of his stats and data right there. on your screen got an average rating of 104 this season. Had a little bit of trouble early on, but I know road courses are kind of Brandon's thing. He does very well. Did a very good run last week, moving up in the points, and expecting him to do even more good things this week at the road course. Like we said earlier, we've seen him battle it out head-to-head with Jamie Horn in the past before, so this could be a night for him to really move himself up in the points.
100%, and I believe we are getting ready to kick it over to our qualifying here.
And before we start qualifying, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And we are back just in time for qualifying. As you see Gary Armijo make his way out there on the track to get his qualifying lap in. These drivers will have two qualifying laps and a total of 10 minutes to try to get both of those laps in, with very strict qualifying scrutiny tonight. So that means that if these guys go off track or get any kind of incident point during the qualifying, it will erase their lap time. So it's going to be tough. I mean, I expect a few people to go out here and qualify and maybe not get the spot they want. And I think a lot of people might not even qualify. That's kind of where I sit for qualifying for road courses. I kind of just hang back, let the race come to me, because I'm not coming to the race. It's going to have to come to me if I want to get any position.
And see, that's kind of the different strategies. Again, we talk about this all the time, that different people are going to employ, especially going into a road course, because kind of your standard of what a thought process would be for a road course is get out front, stay out front. It's going to be very, very tough to pass here. The corners here at the Kansas Roval are so tight. So unless you're just really able to outbrake somebody and not, cause a whole conundrum while you're down there in the road course section, you really only have like 1.5 turns of the actual oval to make up any time. But I don't think guys' first priority once they get back out there is going to be trying to pass. It's just going to be planning out how to best make your entry back into turn one without, going at 170 miles an hour into that wall down there. But definitely interested to see kind of the different strategies that the guys are employing for the qualifying here tonight. And then just a couple other notes on the race here tonight. We will be running 63 laps here tonight at the Kansas Speedway Roval. For those that don't know, this is a 2.37 mile track. So it gives us about a 150 when it comes to the actual race itself. These guys do have 5 sets of tires out there tonight, and they will be running on 70% fuel. We've been trying to employ some different fuel levels in the races this year to try to add a little interesting element to the race, which, to be quite honest, came from a goof on our part in one of the races earlier in the year and ended up kind of working out and making things interesting. So we decided to keep that going, so the guys will have 5 tire sets and 70% fuel. Got 87 degrees out there on the track, so a little bit warmer than I think we were probably expecting. And we will be throwing our stage caution on lap 25. Reminder that when the stage caution comes out, that will be as the 10th place driver at the time is crossing the stripe to make it lap 26. We do that so we can get all the points in order, because these guys do get bonus points based on where they finish in the first stage. I believe we're going to have 16 drivers joining us here tonight, so it'll be the top 10 out of 16 that will get some bonus points here.
Yeah, we also have driver cams tonight. So I'm excited.
Very nice.
We
got some driver cams on right now.
I was trying to pull up Greg McConey's, but I think that he might have backed out of this lobby and came back in, so it gave him a new link. But there we go. There's Greg. So he comes around here whipping around. That's going to be Hunter's pick for tonight. I think it was a good pick. Solid pick. Let's see who else we got out here. Got a few of them tonight. This is actually pretty cool.
Very nice.
Something that you might not have seen before. Go over here to Justin McMahon, as he is racing in a VR simulator here.
I always forget that Justin runs in VR. And I think that's so cool, and I think it would also make me car sick.
I'm trying to pull up Justin's, but his is not definitely coming up, but we'll fix that a little bit later. I also have, per usual, Jamie Horn here. You see Jamie coming around. He's currently got your pole position by about 6/10, just over Brandon Trush.
Jamie got that flag in the background. Love to see it. It's always so funny to me how calm Jamie looks when he's driving. It's like, I know how I am when I get involved either with like spotting for your races, John, or if we're just playing another game in general, and I am losing my mind almost constantly. And to see Jamie Horn out there just looks like he's got the kids in the back of the van. We're headed to church. No big deal. Everything's calm. I mean, while you're out there on what is arguably the toughest course we've had to run in the Knapp Daddy Cup series so far.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't be me. I would just be angry the whole time, to say the least.
For those at home, I've been John Spotter long enough to know that this jovial, bubbly personality you hear on the broadcasts, you put that man on a road course, all that happiness just disappears almost immediately.
Well, right when I get Just McMahon's cameras working, that's when his qualifying ends there. As we're watching Hunter Simpson go back around a few more times. His qualifying run should in here have a few more guys that have not qualified, but not confirmed if they are going to try to put down a lap. 2 minutes left. I'm not sure if they actually will or not.
I mean, you would have time at this point. I believe our fastest qualifying times that we've seen is Jamie Horn and Brandon Trush up there, right about 1 minute and 14 seconds, 1 minute 15 seconds. Kind of the standard for the times that we've been seeing so far. I think Jamie Horn was also our fastest in practice. He put down a 1:13.89. A lot of other guys with very similar times to that. I know we talked about it earlier, but I know we've seen a couple of times that Jamie and Brandon have gotten in quite a battle over the course of some of these road courses. We are going to be kicking it over to the race action here very, very shortly. Got only about 1 minute and 10 seconds, I think, left before we get over to the racing action here. Again, thank you to everyone who is joining with us tonight for the Kansas Roval. We appreciate it very much. These drivers really appreciate it very much. Got 12 people out there right now. Thank you very much.
There we go. All right, I think we're all set, man. I have been trying to like battle some demons over here with this system. It's just been a mixed bag of everything. Plus, I'm getting home late from school, and it's just been a day and a half. But we are here. We are at the Kansas Roval. We are ready to do this thing. I think qualifying is about to come to an end here in just a few seconds, actually. And then these guys will have a warm-up session. If you do have a pick for the night, make sure you let us know in the comments who your pick is to win this race tonight. We've already got our picks put in. My pick is currently sitting in
before
second.
the race.
Yeah, put them in
Make
before
it
the
very
race.
fair.
Yeah, you got to be fair about it. Can't change it up on the last lap. But we are going to head to a 5-minute warm-up session. While we are doing that, let's go ahead and show you your current point standings so you can see where your favorite driver sits right now. Coming into the night, you have Jamie Horn currently sitting in first place. Kirby Wainscott moving up to second place. 2 weeks ago and holding that spot last week with a good run. Brandon Lopez in third. Hunter Simpson moving up 3 spots last week. Stephen Bonomo in 5th place. Brandon Trush making his way up the leaderboard in 6th. Greg McConey in 7th. And Justin McMahon in 8th place. Moving back just a little bit, Gary Armijo sitting in 9th place. Zachary Baker 10th. Frank Marchese 11th. Bill Gentry in 12th. Dagan Barnes in 13th. Kinsley Smith 14th. Daniel Wilkerson and Tyler Millette make up 15th and 16th place. And then the last few spots here on our board, Kevin Tankos sitting in 17th. Again, part-time driver for the league. Thomas McLaughlin, Joe Tardif, Jake Euler. I'm not sure if Jake Euler's out here tonight. Is he? He is. Man, Jake's a good pick. Jake just joined the league back with us. Was in the middle of a move, had to get his stuff set back up. Got it set back up. He's going to be racing with us. Remember, he does get 2 drop races, so that's going to help him out in the points a whole lot. But definitely got to keep your eye out for as the season goes on. And then Barry Nelson and Christian Morris make up 21 and 22.
Got Kathy Trush in the comments here right before we get this thing started saying Team Trush number 23. Good luck, Brandon. I think Brandon is definitely, I know he wasn't one of the picks here tonight. Oh, he was your pick, wasn't he?
He was my pick tonight.
He was your pick tonight. I was going to say, Brandon Trush definitely one to watch out for. In our relatively short broadcasting career over here, we've had the opportunity to watch Jamie Horn and Brandon Trush go head-to-head a couple of times. And at times it's really seemed like Brandon and Jamie were the only two that really kind of had anything for a road course. But definitely got a little bit more of a packed outfield here. I know a lot of these guys are really big fans of road courses. I know you mentioned earlier Kevin Tankos in at number 10 spot. I don't believe he actually put down a qualifying time, but he's definitely going to be one to watch out for as well. And I think I was bringing it up earlier. I know I kind of cheating a little bit on this because I did take Greg McConey as my pick for the night, but I definitely expect a lot of good things out of the Trash Panda Motorsport or Trash Panda Auto Sport team tonight. Made that mistake in the past, not going to do it again.
Yeah, I'm expecting this race to kind of get spread out too as the run goes on just a little bit. Maybe we'll start off a little tight, and I think it's going to get spread out. That stage caution is definitely going to group some people back up together. I think he might finish. If we start with, how many do we have starting tonight?
We've got 16 on the track, sir.
I think we'll finish with, I think the over-under is finishing with 6 people in the lead lap.
6 people on the lead lap. Wow.
That's going to be, and I would take the under on that, actually.
Wow. Bills game, you know?
I am so over football right now, man. My fantasy team has just I put up in a like points per reception league 52 points this week in my league at school. And you're like, well, John, you must not have started all your good players. Nope, I had everybody starting. Nobody was hurt. Everybody played and collectively scored 52 points. I mean, it was like 3 points apiece for everybody. It was insane.
Oh no.
Just a run for the ages, but looking to score a lot of points here tonight. Guys like Justin McMahon, I'm excited to see what he's going to do out here on this track. I always get very confused when I see his car and Frank Marchese because the other league we broadcast for, McMahon is that 24 car. And now he's out here in the 3. Frank Marchese not on the track now, but whipping that nice 24 Jeff Gordon font car, I should say, for Trash Panda Auto Sports. Somebody is on the track right now that did extremely well last week. Looking to see more big things out of him. Kinsley Smith in that 15 car, TPS Trash Panda Shipping. Gets me every time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do tonight. Going to be a good race for him. A lot of stuff going to happen. I mean, I really think they're going to get spread out, but it's going to be who can survive the longest. And we've heard Jamie Horn say multiple times throughout the interviews we've done with him, it's not really about how fast you go. It's just about how consistent you can be here.
Yeah, I mean that's really what road courses are going to come down to, right? Is it's going to be just consistently hitting your marks lap after lap and really not deviating from it. I mean, it's not like a lot of the oval courses where your plans are going to change a lot as the race goes on. You know, you're going to be trying to run different lines or run different lanes or whatever. A lot of times in these road courses, you're just making a plan before the race and you're just trying to stick to it. And you're trying to do exactly the same thing lap after lap. And very often it's those guys that we see that can maintain that level of consistency that are going to end up being in those top 3 spots.
Absolutely. Well, we are about to get it kicked off here. Go ahead and grid us off.
I'd be happy to, sir. So tonight here at the Kansas Roval for our 5th race here in the Knapp Daddy Cup Series, we are going to have Mr. Jamie Horn and that number 98 machine taking the pole position. Number 23 of Brandon Trush going to be starting in 2nd. That's going to be John's pick for tonight. Number 3 car of Justin McMahon in that Group 6 Cup Series car going to be starting in 3rd place. Hunter Simpson going to be starting in 4th in that number 33 car. Saw a big run out of him last week. Brandon Lopez going to be starting in 5th place in the number 5 car. Brandon been having a really strong season so far. My pick for the evening and the first Trash Panda Auto Sport driver out there tonight, Greg McConey in that number 16 car. Going to be starting in 6th place. Jake Euler is supposed to be starting in 7th place. He is currently still sitting on pit road. Or if he's got something going on there, but so we have Josh Cully supposed to be starting 8th. Don't believe I have him out on the track currently either. Frank Marchese in the number 24 car going to be starting in 9th. Kevin Tankos in that Wendy's number 4 car starting in 10th place. Kinsley Smith going to be starting in 11th tonight. Daniel Wilkerson going to be starting in 12th tonight in that number 28 machine. Kirby Wayne Scott, 2nd place driver in points right now, starting in 13th. Bill Gentry starting in 14th position tonight. 15th place is going to go to the number 8 car of Gary Armijo. And starting in 16th position tonight is going to be the number 14 of Dagan Barnes.
Looking at some of these names down here, and we kind of give them, kind of allow everybody to kind of put what they want to at the bottom there when you pull up their names. And I think it was Brandon Lopez had the date that he started iRacing, which is only, what, almost a year ago now? So hasn't been on the server long and been tearing it up, doing a good job. So props to him.
Yeah, it's very impressive, to be very honest. Looking forward to seeing what he continues to do for the rest of the season. That pace car makes the hard left turn, and we are about to get underway here at the Kansas Speedway Roval. Green flag is in the air. We are underway and racing. And there's going to be a lot more than just the left-hand turns tonight. There is going to be all sorts of action going on tonight as we see the drivers stack up as they start to head into that first big, hard left-hand turn coming off of the oval. Everybody slows down to a crawl, and then they get back going through those hairpin curves right there.
Ooh.
So much fun to watch.
I think that was Brandon Lopez that got just a little bit loose there coming out. A lot of these guys getting a little loose, getting hot on those tires. Tonight we did do a little bit of adjustment for the track. The track does have rubber starting on it from the practice and everything carrying over when these guys start. So no track sweeper out there to clean it off. We want to make sure this track stays rubbered up and have a little bit of grips. You see Hunter Simpson lock it up there trying to get around that corner.
Yeah, and here's that turn that you were talking about earlier in the evening where you got to get back up onto the racing surface to get taken back off and get that big speed. So tough to get back onto the track here tonight.
Ooh. Justin Man, Hunter Simpson, Kevin Tanko is on this little chain reaction there, bumping up into the wall. But I saw Greg McConey pull out a strat that was a little different, getting up to the track a little earlier, coming out of turn 2 to get a good run. And that's exactly what he did. You see him hard on the brakes here, just missing Justin McMahon. McMahon right back on his bumper there.
It looks like we did have both Jake Euler and Josh Cully end up taking the track here tonight. Saw them joining in just a little bit late. Got Kirby Wainscott falling all the way back to the back of the pack right now. He's going to be currently sitting in 15th. Dagan Barnes going to be still sitting in 16th back there currently.
Man, I do not envy these guys at all. I'm so glad people love this kind of racing.
Yeah, Greg is noticeably getting on the track earlier than a lot of these other drivers. So, I mean, you kind of got I guess, a two-edged sword there where obviously the sooner you get back out on the oval surface, the quicker you're going to be able to pick up speed and get back going. But, I mean, if you miss your mark by even, I mean, what is it, maybe a foot and a half, 2 feet on either side, your entire splitter's going to come off.
Yeah, that thing, because the car sits so low to the ground as it is. I know Greg was talking about how he actually tried to lift this car up just a little bit more in the front to give it some more clearance. And, I mean, even still, I don't think that's going to help much with the angle of it. And you don't...
Just saw Frank Marchese lose it just a little bit back there. He was in that battle with Justin McMahon and Kevin Tankos. Able to get it back up and running pretty quickly. No caution flag going to come out here.
What's really scary about this track, and I think that was a really big discussion point this week as this race was coming up, was making that turn into one. Your first turn, there's no wall in front of you to tell you to go left. So technically, you could just drive right through the cones and keep going around the track. However, if that does happen tonight, there will be a black flag given to that driver, and then they will have to go to the pits and serve a 30-second penalty. So you can see right here where Brandon Trush is coming through to make this left-hand turn. You could just go right through there. And I know there is some thought that maybe if I do go through it, yeah, iRacing will give me a quick penalty, slow down penalty, but I can just still make up more time by doing it that way. But I will have a little bit extra black flags given for that tonight to make sure that doesn't happen. Justin McMahon getting around Kevin Tankos. Tanko's still a little loose.
Yeah, I heard Greg and Kevin over the radio there. Greg was trying to work his way around that number 4 machine of Kevin Tankos, and they were just kind of battling directly side by side.
Oh, Greg getting a little loose there.
Greg did get a little bit loose. He was maybe trying to get it back up onto the racing surface and maybe didn't hit that spot exactly where he wanted to, but Brandon Trush is going to pull away a little bit more there. He's going to be 2.1 seconds behind your race leader, which is going to be that number 98 machine of Jamie Horn. Greg McConey still going to be sitting in 3rd place, about 7.3 seconds behind the race lead. Kevin Tankos going to be sitting at 5th place right now. Pardon my misspeak there. Justin McMahon's actually going to be sitting in 3rd. He's about 10.6 seconds behind the race leader.
Coming back here a little bit further back in 13th place, Bill Gentry been having some good runs lately. Got caught up in a little bit of bad luck last week. Looking to improve on that. He's sitting in 13th right now, biding his time. As you said earlier, Jake Euler is back on the track. You can kind of see just how high that front end is lifted up. I mean, compared to normal tracks, ovals that we go to, definitely not that much clearance off the ground. Jake Euler sitting in 10th place right now. Behind him, you got Daniel Wilkerson and that 28 machine. Coming all the way from Saraland, Alabama. As he gets a little loose there. Not loose, tight, I'm sorry. And plows right up to that banking there. That can tear up the front of your car. Some kind of bad. Josh Cully able to get around. He started off the track in the pits with Jake Euler, now sitting in 11th place.
It's so funny to kind of see how the different drivers are taking their lanes. And saw someone go past the cones there.
That's going to be Hunter Simpson, that 33 car back there. But Greg McConey getting back around Kevin Tankos. Two are battling out for a second. And now Kinsley Smith up 5 spots tonight, looking to get around Kevin Tankos.
It was so funny to kind of see how it seemed like it was almost breaking into like 3-car packs. Like you've got Jamie Horn, then you've got Brandon Trush about 3.5 seconds back. And you've got kind of a race going on behind them. You got Justin May, you got Greg McConey, Kevin Tankos.
And Kinsley Smith was there too, just spun out though. He's going to fall back, and instead of Tankos and behind, it's going to be Greg McConey, Brandon Lopez trying to catch up now. So they're all going to get around Kinsley Smith, Jake Euler, Frank Marchese around them. So Kinsley Smith, he was up 5 spots, now only up 1 spot. Actually, back where he started now, as Josh Cully goes around, sitting in 11th.
Looks like Jamie Horn has put his first driver a lap down, as I believe Dagan Barnes is going to go a lap down to, I believe Jamie Horn and Brandon Trush have both gotten around at this point.
You see Dagan there on your screen.
Man on a mission. Dagan have a camera?
He does have a camera. Got Dagan's camera up right now as he's whipping around. I like that hand over hand motion.
I'm trying to remember. I know he runs the number 14. I don't know if he's wearing his own merch, which, I mean, cool if you are. Golly, he took a hop over that.
Yeah, I think that's Tony Stewart's 14 right there.
That's the Tony Stewart 14. That's what it is.
But if he had his own merch, how cool would that be? Hey, speaking of merch, we have our own merch. If you want to get some, check it out in our store. If you did order some merch, especially stickers, for instance, I actually just got those in 2 days ago. The restock, because me and Hunter, if you called us out at the race at Charlotte, we were just throwing stickers at everybody that walked by, doing a little bit of advertising out there, and I ran out of stickers. But got those restocked finally. Those are in the mail, and they should be going out, I think, today. I put them in the mailbox this morning, so hopefully they went out today, but if not, tomorrow.
I think we still technically have some footage from that, from our Charlotte
Oh
get 'em
man,
on the socials, don't we?
we have a lot of A reel, B reel, C reel, and L reel, like just all the reels, man. I've got to work on putting those together at some point. Actually, have a
Yeah,
really
I
good
know some.
interview with a I don't know if professional driver, I should say. I'm not sure. Not in NASCAR, but professional dirt track driver. I'm trying to get out there pretty soon.
Either way, it was a really good time. Being at Charlotte was. I've been to a race since I was a little kid, so uh, again, thank you to everyone who is out here. You make these kind of opportunities possible for us. We were able to, me and John were able to go to Charlotte and kind of experience the race, and we were able to get a lot of opportunities that I don't think we necessarily would have ever gotten if it wasn't for the whole Knapp Daddy Racing thing. And
Oh yeah.
we're very appreciative of that.
Oh, Justin McMahon goes around head first into the wall. McMahon was sitting in third place. He's going to back it up and try to keep it going. No caution is going to fly. Trying to be very conservative with these caution flags tonight. Oh, and cannot get it straight. Got to get those tires just a little bit more cleaned off, but Kevin Tanko's taking full advantage, taking that spot. Greg McConey also getting around. Brandon Lopez getting around. Yeah, I mean, I kind of went into that whole Charlotte trip thinking like, you know, we do this little sim racing thing online. Okay, no big deal. And then we started talking to people, and people were like, hey, yeah, we've seen it. I know you. I followed already. Like, oh, for real?
That was the craziest part to me. Oh, Daniel Wilkerson, big wide turn off the track. He's gonna get it back out there. I don't even think he hit anything. I think he was just decided to cut the grass just a little bit.
You know, I really like this Kirby Wayne Scott car. Look at that logo there on the side. Knapp Daddy Racing League logo.
Thank you, Kirby. We appreciate it.
It's not a bad looking paint scheme there either. That chrome green there really shines on the track. But if we're talking good paint schemes, I mean, that is a good paint scheme, but I got to give a little self pat on the back. Your leader, Jamie Horn, still repping that Knapp Daddy Racing paint scheme there for the Raptor Motorsports. And then also Brandon Trush, also a Knapp Daddy Racing scheme. And look, Jamie jokes about it all the time, but 1 and 2 right now.
I mean,
It might add 50 extra horsepower. We can't say if it does or doesn't, but I'm just saying, look at the stats.
is there any truth if there's not truth in advertising? But I mean, Jamie Horn and Brandon Trush have just been putting on a road course clinic out here. Jamie Horn out to about a 4-second lead on Brandon Trush right now. Kevin Tanko's going to be about 18 seconds behind the race leader right now. Greg McConey about 21 seconds back. He's got Brandon Lopez right on his bumper right there. I believe Daniel Wilkerson has decided to go ahead and call it a night. He was sitting in 14th place. Saw him flat off the track just a little bit a few laps ago. I believe he's going to call it good for tonight. It's Jamie Horn getting around the number 10 of Kirby Wayne Scott there. He's going to put Kirby a lap down. I believe he's going to be our first car a lap down. So out of 16 drivers that started this race, we're going to have one that I believe is called tonight in the number 28 of Daniel Wilkerson, and Kirby Wayne Scott and Dagan Barnes are both going to be one lap down, but still out on the track.
Dagan kind of pulling over there and letting Justin McMahon get by.
Kathy Trush saying, heads up, can barely hear Hunter. Is it me, or is there audio issues on Hunter's end? Hunter isn't aware if he has any audio issues, but we will double check that.
keep going. I'm gonna do a spot check here.
And I'm going to do some broadcasting here, looking at the number 23 of Brandon Trush here, about 4.1 seconds behind your race leader, Jamie Horn. He's at number 4 with Kevin Tankos, about 18 seconds behind him. Greg McConey, about 23 seconds behind the race leader, currently sitting in 4th. Brandon Lopez, currently in 5th place. Hunter Simpson and Frank Marchese battling for position there for that 6th and 7th spot. Frank Marchese trying to cross him up low and on the inside. Trying to let John spot check my microphone here.
We're back.
And we're back, and hopefully my my voice sounds a lot better here.
Yeah, we got her looked at, got her fixed. That is gonna be my fault. So you mess up these guys' practice sessions. I mess up your mic for a while. We'll just call it timeout for a second.
Yeah, again, I know I mentioned it earlier in the race, but we were about, I think it was a grand total of about 6 minutes delayed here tonight. And that was due to me advancing the race through the practice session too quickly and kicking them into qualifying before they were done practicing because they hit the wrong button. And that is how easy it is to screw it up. And I felt like a real dum-dum. I think John might be trying to get me back a little bit with... Did you have me like fully muted?
I had the entire audio turned down for the entire race.
Oh, fun.
Trying to actually build my own soundboard. Just watch Frank Marchese take a little donut there coming out of that turn 1.5 to get back on the track. I'm actually trying to build kind of a little soundboard to help control audio a little better. Audio is the one thing, if I had to pick biggest weakness, biggest struggle for the whole broadcasting side is audio. I cannot seem to ever get it right. And transitioning between scenes and audios, I mean, we're working. We're trying to figure it out. It's just a little tough.
Kathy, thank you for the
Yes.
alert that the audio was messed up, because it probably would have been another good 30 minutes before we discovered that. So we appreciate it genuinely for bringing that to our attention.
Yes.
And I know John was giving a little merch plug here a little while ago. Thank you, Kathy, for buying the merch.
Gary Armijo coming off the track there. A lot of guys starting to pit. Frank Marchese bringing it down. Just McMahon bringing it down. Bill Gentry got it on pit road.
Got Ian Woodall in the comments saying, let's go 14. See, Dagan Barnes looks like he was a little bit off the track right there, but he's got it back under control and is moving forward. As you see, not 100% sure who that was right there working their way around.
That was going to be Brandon Trush in that 23 car.
Thank you, sir.
Kind of overshot right there just a little bit coming around that hairpin corner.
We are 15 laps into this.
I've seen Dagan Barnes kind of pull over tonight to let these leaders come by. Very respectful thing to do.
And with a fan in the crowd. So who all did you say has gone ahead and brought it back down pit road?
So far, we have seen, I'll pull them up for you right here. If we start from first place, actually. So far, we have seen Just McMahon, Frank Marchese, Bill Gentry brought it down, but he's still in pit road. I don't know if he's got some damage or just going to call it quits for the night. So I'm wondering if pit stops are going to be coming early, if these guys are just trying to repair some damage. We will have a stage caution at lap 25. I know a lot of these guys will be very happy to get back to an oval track next week.
And other guys who will be very happy to would be very happy to stay right here on the right-hand turn tracks.
No, thank you. It's kind of what I tell people when they ask me if I want to race a 6-hour endurance race at a road course. No, thank you. I'm a Christian.
What John is referencing there, for those that don't know, is we were invited by one of our TikTok followers to participate in a 6-hour enduro race. And it would be at a road course, I believe a road course in Germany. And seems like a horrible idea for us in general, but I don't know. Might be funny.
It's not good for my mental health. Not at all. So I think I'll pass on that.
Greg McConey taking a hard left and bringing it down pit road here. I believe he's going to give up that position to Brandon Lopez, who's going to move into the 4th position now. Jamie Horn still with a commanding lead at the front of this race at the Kansas Speedway Roval. Got about 5.5 seconds of a lead on Brandon Trush. Kevin Tanko sitting back there about 22 seconds behind the race leader, Brandon Lopez, about 36 seconds. Hunter Simpson going to be about 39 seconds. Greg McConey has it back out on the track. He's going to be sitting in the 6th position. Jake Euler currently going to be running in 7th. Josh Kelly going to be sitting in 8th, and that is all the cars you have on the lead lap currently. We do have some guys that have come down pit road already, so that is going to mess with the numbers just a little bit of who is on the lead lap, but currently the person to get the lucky dog would be the number 15 car of Kensley Smith in that Trash Panda Autosport UPS lookalike car.
I mean, he was pretty fast earlier tonight too, and then just got turned around there, and I think it's really been a big damper for his night because he was hauling, making up time, making up spots, and then just got turned around, and all of a sudden we're back here in 9th place, now up 2 spots from where he started and when he spun, how far he went back. So he's still pushing forward, but there's still some guys like Greg McConey that he's got to get through, who just came out of the pits. You got guys like Kevin Tanko's in 3rd place, who's having a fantastic night. Hunter Simpson sitting in 5th place right now. Brandon Trush is going to be your new race leader. Going to take that lap lead right there, actually. It's Jamie Horn's bringing it down pit road.
Yeah, Jamie Horn decided to bring it down pit road here. Like you said, going to give that race lead to Brandon Trush. Going to need a couple extra bonus points for Brandon Trush. We do not do any sort of like points per lap led. We just do, if you lead a lap, you get bonus points in general, so that just will be bonus points in general for that.
I think I said the over-under tonight was 6 cars finishing on the lead lap, and I said it's probably going to be under. And I kind of want to change the over-under to 4.5. Hunter Simpson looks like he's going to be bringing it down pit road.
Got Ian Woodall in the comments. Saw him in the comments earlier cheering for the number 14 car of Dagan Barnes. He's saying, I'm ready to get into the iRacing scene and see what I got. Download it, man. That's all I can tell you. Download it. Get some time in. Get some practice. I cannot emphasize that enough. Get some practice in. There's plenty of official races that'll kind of give you a good gauge as to where you're at. And once you kind of get confident in your skills and confident in what you can do, plenty of great leagues out there that can help you to continue to develop your skills.
Absolutely, and we would love to have you. Make sure you join the Discord server if you want to figure out how to join the Discord server. That's a really good question. That's something I'm trying to actually work on. I kind of left everybody hanging there. Kind of working on that pretty actively here. But the only way I can get you into our Discord server right now is if you go to our YouTube page. You can see in our bio that the link is there, and you can join our Discord server. That way you can keep up with all of the latest action in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. And after this series is concluded here in 5 weeks, I believe, going to be starting a new series, getting the modifieds. Don't think we're going to be broadcasting every race for that one. I think this is going to be more of a fun thing for these drivers as they prepare for a new season coming up. But I definitely want to race with them some. Trying to get our other co-host who is not here tonight, Baker Knapp, involved a little bit more in the racing. Trying to get Hunter a steering wheel so he can get into it as well.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
And something I've seen here, kind of a similarity between the top 3 drivers, is how clean their cars look. Meaning they stayed out of trouble so far tonight, kept it very clean. Tanko's really driving off that back tire there as he comes around the corners. I love it.
He flew it into that corner right there. I mean, he was just Tokyo drifting it around the corner.
Yeah, with these cars, man, you push the gas a little bit and they'll start spinning that back end around. It can kind of help you sometimes get around a corner a little bit better. Brandon Lopez trying to get it around Frank Marchese here. That is not a pass for position. Marchese sitting in 11th place right now. I believe Brandon Trush is going to be bringing it down pit road.
He is going to be going ahead and bringing it down pit road. That is going to give the race lead to the number 4 of Kevin Tankos.
Kevin Tankos is going to bring it down. Jamie Horn is the only one left out on the track now. And I think Jamie's actually going to take this back depending on what happens here.
So he was about 30 seconds behind the race leaders after his pit road stop.
Yeah, gas and go for Brandon Trush, trying to get out in front of Jamie Horn. Man, he's going to come out about 4 seconds behind.
Josh Cully coming over the radio announcing his first pit road stop as we are quickly approaching our first stage break. Reminder that the first stage will come once the 10th place driver has crossed the stripe on lap 25, therefore making it lap 26.
Oh, Greg McConey with a slide. Kevin Tankos has to watch out there.
Sir Dagan Barnes come over the radio to say that he's going to be bringing it down. So Jamie Horn reclaiming the race lead here. After we go through our first round of green flag pit stops. Looks like Brandon Trush going to be about 5.7 seconds behind Jamie Horn here. Kevin Tanko is going to be about 16 seconds behind Jamie Horn here. Brandon Lopez about 27 seconds, but he is going to go ahead and be bringing it down pit road as well. Jake Euler bringing it down pit road. Or no, I'm sorry, not Jake Euler. I apologize. Jake Euler was just getting around Dagan Barnes right there. Jake Euler now taking 3rd place here. Got K Doggy in the chat saying, "What's up?" Nothing much, man. Hope you are doing well this evening. Thank you for joining with us for some road course racing.
at this time. Pit lane is going to close, and it will remain closed until the stage break is out.
Currently going to have 9 cars on the lead lap. Justin McMahon going to be the closest one to be in trouble there on that, though. He is currently sitting in 9th place, and he has the race leader, Jamie Horn, right on his tail. K-Doggy in the chat again saying he's doing good, just practicing for tomorrow night. John, why don't you tell him what's going on tomorrow night?
Tomorrow is Tuesday. Back at you. No, I'm just joking. Tomorrow night, Doghouse Racing League, who's been a big help for us. I see a lot of those Doghouse Racing League drivers in here tonight, such as Jamie Horn, Brandon Trush, Hunter Simpson, Brandon Lopez, Josh Cully, Justin McMahon, Gary Armijo, Bill Gentry, and Daniel Wilkerson, and sometimes Tyler Millette, who is not here tonight. Been a big help for us getting this league started, coming over here and racing with us a little bit, and really making up a big bulk here. Gave us our first start in broadcasting. Tomorrow night they are having their first ARCA Series race of the season. And this is going to sound really bad, but I don't know where it's at, and I'm racing in it. I feel like I should know where it's at, and I feel like it's a track that I like. Something tells me it's Charlotte. But if you want to catch any of that action, you can check out the Doghouse Racing League at doghouseracingle.com, or tomorrow night, 7:45 on Intensity Broadcasting on YouTube. Intensity Broadcasting. It's going to be having that race. Josh over there does a fantastic job. We actually took a lot of notes from him when we were getting our start and figuring out what to do and what not to do. Yeah, tomorrow night is going to be at Charlotte. 88 laps there.
He's saying that Simpson is also running his number, but he did also confirm that they are running at Charlotte tomorrow.
I appreciate it, because I did not know.
We'll be coming up on our first stage break here very, very shortly. Your race leader, Jamie Horn, on lap 26 already. We just have to wait for the rest of the pack here to get around.
Yeah, so we're waiting for Justin McMahon. He is your 9th place driver, but with Smith being a lap down, it's going to go to the 9th place driver crossing the line.
And we'll have our first stage caution. Jamie Horn with a very, very successful stage 1 here tonight. Jamie Horn, we've talked about before, been very dominant at road courses before, but if you were to ask him, he would say that he is not the world's biggest fan of road courses. But congratulations to Mr. Jamie Horn for his stage 1 win here tonight at Kansas Speedway Roval. Brandon Trush gonna get 2nd place, Kevin Tankos 3rd, Greg McConey gonna come in 4th, Jake Euler 5th, Hunter Simpson in 6th, Brandon Lopez in 7th, Josh Kelly in 8th, Justin McMahon in 9th, and Kensley Smith gonna be your top 10 as we finish stage 1 here at Kansas Speedway Roval. Kensley Smith also going to be your lucky dog candidate. Congratulations to those guys for the bonus points. They'll help them move closer to the pot to win at the end of the racing season here. Again, thank you to everyone joining with us tonight here on Knapp Daddy Racing for the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. We appreciate it very much. I know you're maybe split screening us with some baseball or some football, or maybe you're just choosing to join us instead of watching those. Either way, thank you so much. Got 11 people out there right now. Be sure to leave a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. It means a lot to us. It helps us out a ton. And continue to comment, leave the comments in there. We love reading them. Drivers love hearing them. Got Ian Woodall in the comments again saying I should thank Barnes. We talk about racing and he inspired me to give it a try. He sent me the link to watch the race, and ever since then I enjoy watching and I'm ready to be a part of it. That is genuinely inspiring. Thank you very much. And shout out Dagan Barnes for sending someone the link to watch these races. We appreciate it very much. It's really cool to see the iRacing community grow. I know me and John have talked about that a lot in the past. I mean, relative to other like gaming communities, iRacing community is relatively very small. So the cool thing about it is that it ends up getting very tight knit, and you end up with a lot of different people that know each other. And you've raced with this guy, even though it was just in an official series race that was a few nights ago. And so it's just really cool to see kind of the younger generation be able to kind of come back to racing. I remember watching racing as a kid, and it being such a huge part of my life and my dad's life. And then up until me and John really started this iRacing thing, and I will give the credit to John there. I kind of just hitched my trailer to that wagon and said, let me tag along. But it kind of got me back into it, and it's really cool when you have something that you were passionate about for a really long time and being able to kind of get back into it. And K Doggy also with a very nice compliment. You guys have came a long way in a short time. It's really nice.
Hey, thank you. I try to teach him everything I know. He has came a long way in a short time, though. We're so proud.
But we appreciate all you guys for joining. We appreciate anyone that shares the stream, likes, subscribes, any of that stuff. It means the world to us. You have no idea. But we are excited to be up here in the booth again for the Kansas Speedway Roval race here. This is our fifth official race, I should say, in the season here in the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. Next week, we will be heading back over to an oval course, which I think for some people they might be upset about, and other people they might be very happy. We'll be headed to Old Atlanta next week, which John, if I'm can be so bold as to say here, we're kind of going from one of your personal least favorite kinds of racing to your favorite kind of racing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to give Frank Marchese the wave around there so we can go ahead and just so he wasn't delayed or backed up or anything like that. In case they come over the radio asking race control, which is Hunter tonight, control race control. But yeah, I want to make sure Frank's able to get all the way back around before this restart starts here. So give him an early wave. Well, yeah, where are we heading next week?
Headed to Old Atlanta.
Old Atlanta is one of my top tracks. I was trying to ask that a reprompt there to kind of set it up, but I love the 08 Atlanta track. Man, that thing is a blast. It's loose, it's slick, it's fast. It's everything you could want for it in a race. And I'm very excited for it. I'm not too sure why Dagan Barnes got the wave there, but
I had some people coming over the microphone there that we're trying to figure out who got waved around and who didn't. So I think we're just trying to figure out who's supposed to be where here.
yeah, I'm not too sure why he got the wave there. Because he was behind Kevin Tankos, who is your race leader coming into this. Jamie Horns will be starting that outside on top of him. Behind him, you're going to have Greg McConey, Brandon Trush. Moving back just a little bit, Brandon Lopez, Josh Cully, Only up 2 spots tonight. We're usually seeing him up 20 spots over the night, especially at oval tracks, but still up 2 spots. Guy usually starts in the back, does not qualify ever. I asked him last time. And he said that he might actually qualify if he is in the running for a points, like standing there, but
I believe we are about to get this thing back underway here. Looks like when we get this thing restarted, it's going to be Kevin Tankos, number 1, Jamie Horn, number 2, Greg McConey in 3, Brandon Trush 4, Brandon Lopez 5, Josh Cully 6, Hunter Simpson 7.
yeah, I think there's some confusion going on with this stuff here. What are they saying?
At this point, I think we're just trying to figure out where the tail end of the field is so that people can get lined back up. But I think the wave around system got a little glitched out or something like that is kind of what I was picking up on. And so it was kind of sending people around, and then it was the game was trying to wave people around. I know you were trying to wave people around, and I think iRacing got confused.
Well, this track is a very confusing one. I was trying to give him a little wave a little early to help him out because I knew he would get it anyways. But waving now is the flag of the green flag of the flag man up there. Man, I almost pulled off that transition. Brenton Trush there on the low side trying to squeeze himself through. Doing a really good job standing there on that low side.
Really tight racing there into that first hairpin. Beautiful job by these drivers to kind of navigate that first big turn in and not end up in any trouble as well. That was really, really nice.
Yeah, if there's any black flags, just go ahead and clear them for everybody, and we'll keep going from there. Usually it's a little bit easier when we have Baker here helping out with the broadcast, so we can kind of work race control and do both at the same time, but I try to do a good thing and bad things follow.
Happens to the best of us, buddy.
Kevin Tanko's just kind of taken off up there. I mean, look how tight this is getting back here.
I mean, that's some fun racing right there. I don't care who you are.
That's Greg McConey on the inside of Trush.
It's gonna be tight right there. Great driving by both of those guys.
Little drag race down this stretch here. And earlier we saw Greg likes to get up to that high side onto the track a little earlier than most of the other drivers were doing. He's going to go for it there, jumps the corner.
I think he probably hopped it a little bit more than he wanted to right there, but still able to get back into the throttle very quickly. Well done by Greg.
Not going to lose too much time. Jamie Horn trying to make his way up to Kevin Tankos. Tankos out to a 1.1 lead right now.
Yeah, Tankos did a really good job of kind of using that jump he was able to get at the front of the restart and get back going. Currently have 11 of your 16 drivers who started this race on the lead lap. Lucky dog position would currently go to Gary Armijo in the number 8 car, currently sitting in 12th. Got 2 cars, 1 lap down, which is Gary Armijo and Kirby Wainscott. Got 1 car, 2 laps down, which is going to be the number 14 of Dagan Barnes. And Bill Gentry is going to currently be sitting at 4 laps down in 15th position. Look at that parade of cars right there, 5th and 6th. Brandon Lopez, Josh Cully, Hunter Simpson all stacked up there, one on top of the other.
Oh, adjustment, man, almost into the back of Cully there. Able to get around him and overshoots. That looks so good until it didn't.
That was a great job by Justin Mann to make that move in the first place. But again, it's just with the road courses, it really does. There's a lot of oval courses that will kind of be able to reward you for making that risky play here and there. You know, you jump out here, you dive in a little quicker here, hold it high a little bit longer here, and you can end up in a good spot. Oh, Kevin Tankos almost off the track there on that entry into turn 1. Jamie Horn going to gain all the time he had lost right back.
Frank Marchese around. Bill Gentry there off the track a little bit. I've seen a lot of guys use that little bit of grass there.
And you got to take it where you can get it, right?
Jamie Horn's now trying to press to try to get this lead away from Kevin Tankos. And Tankos is fast, man, at these road courses. I'm a big fan of what he's able to do. I can't do it, and I applaud people that can, but Jamie Horn is doing it really well right now. Giving him all he's worth here on the inside. All that car's got in it. Getting around is going to be a battle. See who breaks each other out breaks. Tanko's taking a high line coming in. He should have a good run here to get on the inside. But now he's going to be back on the outside as they come to this hairpin.
Love that battle between Kevin Tankos.
Tankos,
And
I
Jamie
wish we
Horn
had
there.
full time here, man. He's a good driver. It'd be fun to have him here every race.
Just heard Brandon Lopez come over the radio saying he's having some technical difficulties. I believe his car blinked out pretty bad right there.
Look at Tankos
Sure,
threatening.
Just heard Justin McMahon come over the radio and say, "Where did you come from?" Brandon Lopez completely blinking out there for a second.
Brandon Trush taking full advantage of Jamie Horn running up to the apron of the track. Takes first place. These 3 guys, Brandon Trush, Jamie Horn, Kevin Tankos, so fast tonight.
What a move by Brandon Trush to take advantage of that right there, too. Staying inside, staying in his lane, taking advantage of Jamie Horn kind of going over that bump a little too hot. And Kevin Tankos trying to hold it down, make sure he was careful, and got into the turn successfully. Look at this send by Kevin Tankos, though, coming all the way off that high side.
Yeah, he's about to hit the brakes pretty hard to try to get around there. I like that line. I've been trying to think about what would be the best line for these corners here, and I kind of like the line that Tankos is trying to take there on that, coming in high and arcing it, but Jamie Horn doing such a good job getting around these corners.
Yeah, Jamie's fast here, man. I mean, obviously he proved that on that stage 1 where he was, I mean, just completely dominant over the rest of the field. But Brandon Trush was sitting in 4th that time. Oh, Brandon gets, I think, a little bit too much of the grass there and gets loose. He's going to have to take that next turn slow.
Is this 3 lead changes in 3 laps?
That is 3 lead changes in 3 laps. That's going to allow Jamie Horn to get back into the race lead. Kevin Tankos now going to be sitting in 3rd trying to challenge Brandon Trush here. Greg McConey sitting in 4th place. He's going to be about 2.5 seconds behind. Hunter Simpson in 5th place right now, 6.1 seconds off of your race lead.
curious to see what Tankos is going to try to do here. I mean, you're really just trying to outbreak it. Oh, Brandon Trush around Tankos into the side of him. Everybody able to keep it straight. That was a battle there for a while. Those guys just drive as hard as they can. Greg McConey's going to take second place.
Greg McConey going to go ahead and take second place here. Heard some radio chatter from Brandon and Kevin. Both nothing but class out of those guys. Just both saying they really enjoyed the battle while it was lasting. And I actually believe I heard Kevin say to Brandon, I'm sorry that happened to you, because that was really fun.
Kevin's a good guy, man. We had a few run-ins in a different league that we raced together in, and shout out to Kevin to coming over here. Not bad in any way, but Kevin will give you everything he's got to hold you back. And that video is actually up on our TikTok page if you want to see that, and Instagram page. Me and Kevin Tankos battling out a few weeks ago at, I think it was Iowa, for the race lead.
Yep.
And I think Kevin was trying to win Defensive Player of the Year on the last 10 laps there.
I think he put in a pretty good representation for that particular award.
Yeah, I'd vote for him.
Fun behind the scenes stories here. As you see, it looks like Jamie Horn is gonna go to the inside here of that number 14 of Dagan Barnes. That's gonna put Dagan 3 laps down now at this point, excuse me. Greg McConey and Kevin Tankos gonna be in a drag race there. You see them go around Dagan Barnes. Brandon Trush right behind them on the outside. Lot tighter racing here at the front than we saw in that first stage. Kevin Tankos does such a good job navigating that final turn before they get back onto that oval racing surface. I know we talked about it earlier. It seems like Greg's strategy of trying to get high earlier was also working really, really well, but it seems like Kevin just has that last turn figured out perfectly. He's able to just keep so much speed going through that corner, but then he does choose to take it higher going into the entry of turn 1, which is where we almost see Greg McConey come back and overtake.
Yeah, he's been going high through that first turn tonight, and I really like that line a lot. It gives you a pretty good drive out, but it does make the car a lot looser as you get back on throttle compared to that inside. You want to punch it just a little bit earlier. That can really upset the back end of the car and get her spun around, but Brandon Trush making up for lost time here as he comes back, trying to take third place away from Greg McConey. He is going to take it. He's got to make sure he gets on the brakes good here. One of the things these drivers are able to adjust is called the master cylinders in these cars in the front and the back, which pretty much controls the brake pressure that these guys get. So they can choose softer brakes. Ooh, Frank Marchese's around in the grass getting our John Deere Green Award. But I was saying,
get it back up on the track.
Yeah, they can adjust these brakes a little bit so you can have a little bit more squishy brakes, or what I like to call the Honda Accord brakes, where you can breathe on it and the car will lock up.
I believe Frank Marchese just going a lap down. That is going to leave us with 10 cars on the lead lap right now. Jake Euler being your last car on the lead lap in that number 7 machine. He's about 49 seconds behind the race leader, Jamie Horn. Keeping in mind, these guys are doing roughly, or if you're looking at the race leaders, they're doing somewhere between about 115 and 117. Brandon Trush and Kevin Tankos in a battle there. Really good battle there for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You see Greg McConey get it back up onto the racing surface again pretty quickly right there.
Yeah, like, part of you wants to think, too, okay, well, these guys are just racing a normal oval again. It should be all back to normal for this turn 3 and 4, but really these cars are set up for the road course part of the track. So you don't have the wheels turned in as much, that camber turned in as much to help you get around these corners. The car is not adjusted so it can rotate better in these corners like it would be at a normal oval, strictly oval track. So it is kind of tough actually getting through 3 and 4. You can't drive it like you normally would here at Kansas. Checking in on Hunter Simpson back here in 5th place, also trying to run down Greg McConey, and he's kind of making up some time there, only about 3 seconds behind. He's blinking in and out just a little bit there. Adjustment man, we saw him very fast tonight, currently 14 seconds behind your race leader, sitting about 2.9 behind Hunter Simpson. Coming back just a little bit, we have Brandon Lopez, and behind him, 4th position, Kinsley Smith, and 4th position again, Josh Cully trying to take that spot away from Kinsley Smith there.
And we're seeing some good battles go on all over the track right now, but just seems like once Jamie Horn gets that clean air out in front of this racetrack, he's able to hit exactly the rhythms that he's trying to hit, which we talked about at the beginning of the race. I mean, that's everything to a road course. It just seems like he's able to create so much separation so quickly. I mean, he's already got coming up on 6 seconds of a lead here on Kevin Tankos, but seems like Tankos is also doing something well as he was pulling away pretty well from Brandon Trush right there. Brandon Trush with a really, really good entry there into turn 1, able to close that distance right back up.
Yeah, watching Jamie Horn's cockpit cam there, I mean, I've never raced in a real race before. So I don't really know how much this actually translates over. I know the one time that I have driven a race car, it feels pretty close with the big exception of the G-force is pulling on your body as you go through a corner. But I think one thing I notice a lot is how each driver is moving their hands as they go through the track. I mean, you got to be smooth on that wheel, even on a sim. Jamie Horn is just very smooth through all the corners, getting around it. Smooth on the downshift, smooth on the throttle, being very consistent. Brandon Trush making that pass now on Kevin Tankos. He's going to get back into 2nd place. He's got about 7 seconds before he gets back to the race leader, Jamie Horn, though.
And that's one of the first big battles I've seen them kind of leg out there on that oval as well, where they're kind of just drag racing to the finish there.
Yeah, 22 to go. Brandon Trush gets around. Both drivers locking it up.
It's going to allow Greg McConey to get up into 2nd place there.
In a similar situation, we just saw that.
Unfortunate to see for Brandon Trush, been running really, really well, but he's able to get it back running and up to speed very, very quickly, as he's already right back almost to the bumper of Kevin Tankos here. Don't look now either, but this group of Hunter Simpson, Justin McMahon, they're starting to gain some time as well. Ian Woodall in the comments saying, what's the difference between the outside window and the inside window? Does it have something to do with the increases of your speed? I'm assuming you're talking about like the outside or the inside of the track when you're trying to enter these turns. So I guess to kind of use the reference that we've been talking about for most of the evening here, that big entry off of turn 1, where you're entering turn 1, where you're getting off the oval and you're having to get all the way slowed down. If you take that a little higher, then you are able to get a really quick entry. You're able to kind of dive it right in. But because you were carrying so much speed and then you go from turning to flat, your car is going to want to try to keep going with the momentum. So it's going to be getting really, really loose. And the back end's not going to want to stay under you while you're trying to get back out of exit of that turn 1. Whereas if you take the kind of the tighter entry corner, you got to get slower quicker, but you're also able to control the handling a little bit better. I think you actually kind of saw that pretty well just now with how Greg McConey and Kevin Tankos both entered the final turn right there.
Yeah, and there's advantages to taking the high side and the low side. Kansas is a track that used to be a little on the oval, especially take the high side around the top turn 3 and turn 4. We saw the other night a lot of drivers electing to take the bottom side just to save tires, but essentially it really comes down to, are you taking the shortest part of the track or the longest part of the track? And if you're taking the shortest part, like I think you're going to see Brandon Trush do right here coming in, and Greg McConey, you do have to get slowed down a whole lot more. But if you arc it apex very late, you can get on the throttle a little earlier and get a little more exit speed. So you're really trying to see, am I going to sacrifice more exit speed or am I going to sacrifice more entry speed? And it just depends on where you're better at, honestly. I've always subscribed to the whole belief that slow entry, fast exit is the way to go. But that's just their personal style.
Kevin Tanko's get right back here to the bumper of Gray McConey. They're going to get side by side. Kevin Tanko's is going to try to clear him here as they go into that final turn on the track. He's going to take the bump a little early. He's going to get into the throttle early. Loose for Brandon Trush.
And meanwhile, Jamie Horner's just pulling away out to about 12 seconds now, almost a 12-second lead.
Yeah, Jamie Horn, once you get him in that clean air on these road courses, talked about it before, Jamie Horn, Mr. Consistency. Consistency is the key at road courses, being able to do the same thing over and over again. We've seen it so many times tonight where guys make a really good move on the track, but it's just something kind of different or out of the ordinary to what they've been doing. And it ends up being trouble for them because you can't get it slowed back down the same way. You can't make that turn entry the same way or whatever it may be. A lot of times the guys we see do really well on these road courses, guys that are same thing over and over and over again for 63 laps. And I think we've kind of proven over the course of this broadcasting thing that there's not too many that are better at the consistency side of racing than that 98 machine of Jamie Horn.
Yeah, watching Just McMahon here trying to work his way around Hunter Simpson to get into that top 5 position. So right now that's going to be one of your closest battles. Second closest battles, Kevin Tanko's Greg McConey still legging it out.
Yeah, those guys have been locked in a war all night long. We even saw them kind of battling it out when Jamie Horn was a little bit closer as well. And all those guys definitely good enough to be in the lead of this race, but it is just a different beast when Jamie Horn has clean air on a road course. But Kevin Tankos and Greg McConey, really good battle here all night long as Greg McConey's going to get back in front here.
Yeah, I think Kevin took that corner just a little too much there. Out gets into the side. That's a good checkup by Kevin Tankos there not to get into him. But if you're going to arc that corner and wrap, you do have to get back down to the apron at some point and try to angle it out instead of just holding one line all the way around. And again, we can talk physics and forces and stuff like that, but really it comes down to what is the longest part of the track and what is the shortest part of the track. And if you are going to take the longest side of the track, how are you going to compensate with that with good exit speed coming out? So you got to make sure you really get your nose back down towards that apron and get a good drive out, make sure the tires stay under it. You don't want to spend too much tires going out, not because you're wearing your tires out, because if your tires are spinning on pavement, you're probably not gaining a lot of speed. I think Scooby-Doo helped us with that physics lesson there. Brandon Trush
jumps up in the air.
Yeah, they jump up and start kicking the feet around. The feet are going 100 miles per hour, but they're not. So Brandon Trush back into third place. That's Gary Armijo off the track there on the side. And these guys do have to pit again. Keep that in mind.
100%. I was going to kind of cut back to further back in the field, just to kind of give everyone an update on where we're at. We do still have 10 cars Currently 10 cars on the lead lap. Josh Cully currently in 10th place right now. He's got Jamie Horn right on his bumper there, trying to put him a lap down. Currently, the lucky dog spot would go to the number 24 of Frank the Tank Marchese. He's currently in 11th as you see him try to get it back on the track right there. He's the only car lap down currently. Kirby Wainscott going to be down 2 laps, sitting in 12th. Diggin Barnes going to be down 5 laps, sitting in 13th. Gary Amijo down on pit road, 7 laps down currently. Bill Gentry and Daniel Wilkerson having called it a night for 15th and 16th. I thought Josh Cully was going to go be in lap trouble there, but it seems like he kind of turned the burners on a little bit and got a really pretty good amount of separation there from Jamie Horn there. Actually, that last lap by Josh Cully ran only just over a tenth slower than your race leader, Jamie Horn.
Brandon Trush outbrakes it just a little bit, overbrakes. That's the thing, you see these cars kind of go up into the corner like that, and it's locking them tires up, and you can't do nothing but hope the car slows down enough. And it's not just all gas, brake, and everything like that. Even with oval races, too. It's not just all gas, brake. You have to be very easy on the brake, very easy on the throttle. And I mean, it's a lot of finesse, not just with road courses, ovals as well.
Oh, 100%. I know we talked about it before, but especially in leagues like this where you've got just such a crowd of really, really high-quality drivers, there's a lot of things that go into it more so than just I need to go fast and left, or in this case, fast and left and right. I mean, like you said, you have to have that finesse. You have to know when you can pass. You have to know when you can't pass. You have to know when you're taking the correct angle going into the turn 6 entry and things like that. And then the other thing we have to consider as well, especially here at the Kansas Speedway Roval, is these guys are going to have to pit again. Only got 15 laps left to go here, and I believe most of this field is going to need to bring it down one more time. So you've got a whole bunch of strategy that's going to come into play there as well.
Cut back, I just got a message saying Kevin Tankos that was running so good earlier got a little locked up. That bump right there, man, it's a killer.
It's like Kevin Tankos bringing it down pit road. Did he take it over the bump a little bit too hot?
Just a little too hot.
That's going to send Kevin Tankos down pit road. That is going to leave Jamie Horn in your race lead. But Jamie Horn also bringing it down pit road. Brandon Trush doing the same. Greg McConey still out on the track. Brandon Lopez also still out on the track. These guys have some ground to make up. Greg McConey was about 25 seconds behind your race leader, Jamie Horn. Brandon Lopez about 31 seconds. But they're trying to see what they can do to try to run down the race leader here, using this opportunity as Jamie Horn goes ahead and brings it down pit road. Here with only 14 laps to go. Brandon Trush just now getting it off of pit road.
Greg McConey just goes around. This is going to be good for Brandon Trush to try to catch back up here.
Trying to see where everything is going to shuffle out after we start seeing these.
What happened here?
Pit road entries here. Greg McConey all the way up on top of the track.
Trying to cut back to Jamie Horn. I don't know what that was about. I got an update saying that Brandon Trush passed Jamie Horn for the race lead. But right now it is Brandon Lopez that is out in front, not by much. Jamie Horn right back on his bumper trying to chase down Kevin Tankos here. Tankos in danger of being lapped.
Tankos currently sitting back there in 10th place right now. Like you said, Brandon Lopez currently your race leader in that number 5 machine. Jamie Horn trying to take the lead back away from him. Brandon Trush back there in that number 23 car. He's going to be about 22 seconds behind in 3rd place. Greg McConey currently going to be sitting in 4th, right there behind Brandon Trush. Hunter Simpson also right there with him. Justin McMahon currently down on pit road. So Brandon Lopez is going to go ahead and make that hard left turn and bring it into pit road. That is going to give the race lead back to the number 98 of Jamie Horn. Brandon Trush going to have a lot of ground to make up here. Try to catch back up to that 98 car of Jamie Horn. Greg McConey less than a second behind him right now. Trying to get back into the podium or the interview spots, depending on which one you want to call it. But a really good entry there by Brandon Trush to stay out in front. Like Justin McMahon.
I cannot find Justin McMahon on the track.
I said it looks like Justin McMahon might have decided to go ahead and call it a night.
Oh, that's why. Left me with a cliffhanger there.
Sorry, apologies. Was trying to check on something. Heard some radio chatter. Wanted to go take a look, see what was going on. Again, for anyone, if this is your first time joining us for a Knapp Daddy Cup Series race, I am able to hear the driver's radio chatter. We choose not to broadcast that, as funny as it is sometimes, or unfortunately depriving you of some of the iconic voices of the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. But you know, sometimes big boys want to use big boy words, and we want this to be a stream where you could watch it with your kids, watch it with your grandkids, watch it with your puppy dog, whatever the case may be. And don't want you to be offended by any of the language that you may or may not hear, but also don't want to infringe on these guys' privacy of being able to say what they want to say, given the competitive nature and all the work they're having to do out here.
Yeah, looking at another Knapp Daddy Racing paint scheme right there, that number 7 of Jake Euler. I love that paint scheme. That is one of my favorites that I've ever made. Looks really good at night too. That was kind of what it was when I was making it, one of my intentions, and also heavily inspired by one of my favorite games, MLB The Show.
Also, don't look now, but Jamie Horn with a 1:16.51 that last lap by Brandon Trush, 1:15.81. Not a lot of time left in this race as we are sitting here with only about 9 laps left to go here in this race at Kansas Speedway Roval. But Brandon Trush seems like he's turning on the afterburners a little bit.
Brandon Lopez getting around Kinsley Smith there, moving up to 6th place. Hunter Simpson currently sitting in 4th. Greg McConey up in 3rd. Holding onto that podium spot, got about 10, 11 seconds over the 4th place driver.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing about the road courses too, man, is like you think like, okay, I've got 10, 11 seconds. You think you got 10, 11 seconds on somebody at, shoot, if you had 10, 11 seconds on someone at Kansas without the right turns, you think you are in the catbird seat. Everything is going exactly according to plan. But a road course, that can change so quickly. We've seen a couple guys tonight where they just kind of lose it a little bit going into entry, get too much, spin the tires, whatever the case may be. I mean, you make a mistake on a road course, that's 15 seconds. Gone. Evaporated.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of happened to Kevin Tankos right here, having such a good night. Now he is currently sitting in 9th place, 1 lap down. Trying to get past Jamie Horn here to at least get his lap back.
Got Ian Woodall in the comments again. What part of the track is it that the racers have a hard time with? I would say
this little corner right here that you're about to see Frank Marchese go around that 24 car. Got to come to these S's, get it slowed down a whole lot, and make a hard 90-degree turn here to the left. And then try to ease back on the track.
I said we've seen a couple different strategies here tonight where some guys will try to get on it almost immediately. And by get on, I mean get onto the oval really quick. Greg McConey been a big proponent of that strategy here tonight. And the other guys try to keep it below the white line, accelerate down there, and then kind of ease it up onto the track. I've seen both of those strategies kind of work tonight, to be honest with you. It just kind of depends on the situation of what's going on. And then they have the kind of a similar, same but different issue when you go into the turn 1 area where you see some guys try to take it in high and other guys try to hug the white line at the bottom to get into their entry on turn 1.
Yeah, we just saw Greg McConey make a really good move there, and I know probably very few people probably saw that move he made. He was getting a little too tight there. It looked like he downshifted and hit the throttle at the same time, which helped that back end kick around. That was a fantastic move to save that car from overshooting and getting into the wall. But I think this corner is really hard too.
Distance as well.
Yeah, this turn 1 right here has got to be tough, man. I mean, you're going so fast, you got to downshift, and when you downshift, the car likes to do what's called engine braking. You can sometimes disrupt the car. Cars you get pretty loose under braking sometimes there too, and it can cost you some time, man. You got to be perfect on that every single time. But Greg McConey is in striking distance, only 25 seconds out, only about 7 seconds out from Brandon Trush. And I mean, like you said, that is just one turn right there.
Yeah, that's a mistake on one turn. Is kind of the unique aspect of being here at road courses. Is normally if you have 7 seconds, if you're 7 seconds behind, you're like, oh no, we're in trouble. If you're 7 seconds ahead, you're like, we're cruising right now. Nobody's gonna get this away from us. But in a road course, I mean, 7 seconds is as simple as one person making a mistake on a turn that the other person doesn't make. Brandon Trush, I was looking at the times once again here, and Brandon Trush's times again have just been so similar to Jamie Horn's for most of the night here, but again, as the race goes on and Jamie Horn's able to kind of maintain that clean air, Jamie Horn 1:15.56 last lap by, and keep in mind all these guys are kind of getting on their older tires here at this point, but Jamie Horn 1:15.56 last lap by, Brandon Trush 1:16.3.
I think Dagan Barnes went up and blew it. Oh, no, he didn't. Sounded like he blew an engine there.
I saw him when he went to the inside there. I thought he was just trying to let, I believe that was Brandon Trush, go around. But then I heard kind of similar to you, I heard a noise. And it wasn't a happy noise. this point in the race, only going to be about 6 laps left to go here. 5 laps to go once Jamie Horn crosses the stripe here again. Is anything going to happen that is going to change up how this race is going to end? I'm telling you, I really haven't seen anything that would lead me to believe anything otherwise. Dominating performance by Jamie Horn here tonight.
Jake Euler getting a little bit of trouble there. Kirby Wayne Scott, I haven't talked about him in a little bit. Now 2 laps down, sitting in 11th place. Currently 1 lap down. You got Frank Marchese sitting in 10th. Kevin Tankos currently sitting in 9th place right now. Josh Cully is in 7th place in front of Jake Euler. He's trying to chase down Kinsley Smith, sitting in 6th. Brandon Lopez went off track just a little bit there off camera, able to bring it back on. He's still sitting in 5th place, but about 6 seconds away from him is Kinsley Smith. Trying to gain 7 seconds to chase down Hunter Simpson. In front of Hunter Simpson is Greg McConey.
And then your top 2, the same as it has been the majority of the night. Jamie Horn still leading this thing. Almost 20 seconds of a lead over Brandon Trush. But Brandon Trush maintaining that distance between him and Greg McConey. Was just a little bit over 8 seconds, now up to almost 10 seconds here. Jake Euler going to be in the potential to be in lap trouble here, as he is the last car in the lead lap, currently sitting in 8th place. If you decided to roll with John earlier in the race, where he was saying he estimated that there would be how many?
I would say, I said over under was 6, but then I changed it to 4.5. But the original was 6.
If you took the over on that, you're currently looking like you're in pretty good shape, as Jake Euler just goes a lap down. That is your 8th place driver, Josh Cully, the next one to be in potential lap trouble, but he still has probably a good 12 to 15 seconds away from the race leader here.
Yeah, what a race for Josh Cully to join too. I mean, we know how good this guy is on ovals, and then first race for the league, and it's Kansas Roval.
Yeah, Josh Cully been a really fun driver to watch in the other league that we broadcast for, the Doghouse Racing League, on Thursday nights. Catch us over on Doghouse Racing TV for those at 7:45. Josh Cully's one of those guys, doesn't qualify very often at all, but just consistently seems like you just see him just racking up top 5, top 3, top 5, 2nd place. So I'm getting 2nd place in our last race, actually, in the Doghouse Racing League. But appreciate Josh for coming over here and helping us out with the Knapp Daddy Racing League as well. Kevin Tankos trying to get up here and get around the number 7 machine of Jake Euler. That would put Kevin Tankos in the position to get the lucky dogs. You see them both go around that number 14 of Dagan Barnes. Currently sitting at 8 laps down in 12th position. But in the meantime, with an 18-second lead over 2nd place Brandon Trush in that number 23 car, Jamie Horn is going to be accelerating towards the white flag here. He's going to take it with a commanding lead. He has been perfect almost all night long. Just has to do it one more time. So Jake Euler bringing it down pit road, maybe having some internet issues. Saw him kind of flashing in and out a little bit right there. Current top three going to be Jamie Horn, Brandon Trush, Greg McConey. Brandon Trush currently sitting at 18.5 seconds behind your race leader, Jamie Horn. Greg McConey sitting at 31.3 seconds behind your race leader. Jamie Horn taking it off of that final hairpin turn one last time. And it is smooth sailing for him from here. Jamie Horn once again running a perfect road course race. Well deserved. Well earned. Jamie Horn, your winner at the Kansas Speedway Roval here tonight in the Knapp Daddy Cup Series.
Yeah, Brandon Trush going to bring it home second place right here. About 18.5 seconds behind Jamie Horn and Greg McConey sitting in third place. And he's going to cross the stripe at about 17 seconds, I believe, behind him. It's going to be Hunter Simpson. But Jamie Horn, your race winner here tonight, grabbing yet another win in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. And still boosting his points total.
Brandon Lopez is going to bring it home in fifth. Kensley Smith going to come home in sixth place. Josh Cully going to come home in seventh place here at Kansas Speedway Roval. Kevin Tankos going to come home in eighth place. Jake Euler going to finish ninth here tonight. Frank Marchese going to finish in 10th. Kirby Wainscott going to finish in 11th. Dagan Barnes in 12th. And the end of the pack is going to go to the number 3 car of Justin McMahon in 13th. Gary Armijo going to finish in 14th tonight. Bill Gentry going to finish in 15th. And Daniel Wilkerson going to finish 16th here tonight. But once again, congratulations to Mr. Jamie Horn on his win at the Kansas Speedway Roval as he takes it back over to the checkered flag line to burn it down in a well-deserved and earned victory here tonight. What a slide in that was. My God.
I'm trying to pull it up. That was fantastic by Hunter Simpson there.
We just watched these guys turn left and right for 63 laps at the Kansas Roval, and I think the cleanest right-hand turn I saw all night was Hunter Simpson right there at the checkered flag line trying to give his teammate some props.
He's got all the flaps open right there. He's backwards. This might actually be our next race promo here. Watch Hunter Simpson come around here, not the winner tonight, but the winner of this slide.
He had it locked up for 400 yards.
Well, that's going on the TikTok, so.
I mean, that's just a magical moment. I don't want to take anything away from Jamie Horn here. I mean, absolutely perfect performance from Jamie from start to finish here at the Kansas Speedway Roval. But when you have a magical moment, you have a magical moment. And I think Hunter Simpson might have just given us one of those there. Got Ian Woodall in the comments saying congratulations to Horn on the win. Absolutely congratulations to Jamie Horn for his win tonight here at the Kansas Speedway Roval here in the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. Also, congratulations to our other top 3 drivers, the number 23 of Brandon Trush and the number 16 of Greg McConey. A little extra special shout out to our top 5 as well tonight. Hunter Simpson coming in 4th, Brandon Lopez in 5th, and Hunter Simpson with that little special slide there at the end. Baker Knapp in the comments, our fellow broadcaster, not able to join us tonight. Had to be a good husband, had to help his wife out. So congratulations, good job on that, Baker. But Baker saying shout out to the aliens with that burnout, wild track, and awesome race. Kathy Trush, congratulations, number 98. Congratulations, number 23 on 2nd place. What a race we had here tonight. We're going to work on getting the top 3 drivers over here for their interview. New Age Bandit in the comments, believe that's Mr. Dakin Barnes, said this made me never want to run a road race again. You and John both, sir. But we're going to work on getting your top 3 drivers up here for their post-race interview for the night.
Yeah, with that said, we were going to get that set up, and we will be right back. And we are back. I do have your top 3 in the waiting room, waiting here for these interviews. Starting up with your 3rd place finisher tonight, Mr. Greg McConey. Greg, you got a copy of this in the booth?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, man? It was a wild ride tonight. I mean, it was just like the battle of consistency. Talk to us about Kansas Roval.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I hate road courses, but like you said, it was consistency, man. That's what made tonight happen. You just needed to hit your marks every single lap, and you're racing the track. You're not racing everybody else. So that was fun. I'm exhausted, but it was worth it.
Yeah, tell me about the physical requirement for this, because I've heard some people leave tracks like Sonoma and others and say, I'm just physically worn out from this. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm sweating. Like I'm sweating bad, man. That thing, because there's so much concentration you have to put into each corner. You're on and off the brakes so much. I use the clutch when I shift gears, so I'm moving hands and feet, and jumping back and forth between pedals, and just physically and mentally, it just wears you out. I'll say this isn't necessarily a hard track, but it's just so much foot and hand work that you have to do. It just drains you.
Yeah, man. Well, next week going to Old Atlanta. That's like one of my top 3 tracks for sure. I mean, hands down. Give us your thoughts on Atlanta. What do you expect to see there?
Isn't it Michigan?
Next week, I believe, is Atlanta for the last race of the regular season.
Really? I thought it was Michigan.
I know you love Michigan.
No, you're right. It is. You're right. It's Old Atlanta, and Michigan starts it. Okay. Well, I get an extra week to work on paint schemes then. I love Old Atlanta. Like, I am so excited to run that track. It is a driver's track. How you drive, manipulates how the car runs late. It's a tire save track. It's often a fuel strategy track. I'm ready. Like I love that this is going to be the season finale for the regular season at Old Atlanta. It's old school. It's going to be fun, man.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it myself. I wish I could drive in it because that is by far one of my favorite track. Like you said, it's a driver's track. You actually have to put some thought and input into what you're doing to get around that track a little bit, and it pays off in the end, or could hurt you at the end. But before I let you
Oh yeah.
go, any shout outs or sponsors you would like to give?
Got to shout out all the TPA guys, Frank, Kinsley, Zach, Kirby Wainscott, who joined us for his first official race tonight. Um, we had fun. We did a great job. I got to thank everybody in this league. The fact that we didn't have any big wrecks, at least that I saw, really is a testament to how well these guys drive and the level of competition that's here. And um, thank my wife Sydney for keeping an eye on the kids so I can go drive pretend race cars. The family that's watching, Grandpa Paul, my father-in-law Tim. Thank you to them and the support. Thank you to all the fans that come out and support us every night. And you guys put on a great show. I normally hate road courses, but I can't actually wait to go back and watch this one. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, man, on the third place, and looking forward to talking to you next week.
Hey, we're going to try, man. Old Atlanta, here we come. Let's see what happens.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Later.
And that is going to be Greg McConey finishing up in third place tonight. That's actually going to be Hunter's pick for tonight. So, I mean, you did get in the top three, which I mean is pretty good. Not going to lie, pretty good. I think that's 2 races in a row for you on our broadcast. Not Knapp Daddy Racing broadcast, but all the broadcasts that you have gotten a correct pick.
We'll just take that. There's I don't have the broadcaster's curse currently. It always seems to sneak up on one or both of us, so I'll take what I can get.
Absolutely. Well, coming up next, I do have your second place finisher in Brandon Trush coming up to the booth. As I pull him up here. You got a copy of this in the booth, Brandon?
Yeah, I got you guys. Hello?
Oh, sorry, Brandon. Congratulations on your second place finish here. My mom wasn't wanting to work with me there, but talk to me a little bit about what was going through your mind those last 5 or 6 laps where it just seems like everything in the car wants to just go the wrong direction here. How was your experience here tonight? And just kind of tell us about how you're feeling right now.
Good. I felt like I had the second place car tonight, so to put it there, it feels good. I knew Jamie was fast. We were practicing earlier or later last week, so I knew it was probably going to be a second place night. I'm the Cal Naughton to his Ricky Bobby at road courses right now, so um, ain't nothing wrong with silver. So, but the first stint was good. Just let Jamie do his thing and try to hold second and made some ground. And then that second stint, I don't know if you guys saw or not, but the car was every which way but straight and on the track, and battling with Kevin and Greg. That was probably the most fun I had here. But other than that, this track can go away and never come back as far as I'm concerned. It was that was a tough one. You guys made that one a tough race.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my other question was, as someone who myself, I don't do much racing at all, and John hates road courses. Talk to me about what that battle is like for you guys in the cars. I saw you and Greg and Kevin battling out there for so long. What's that experience like? What's going through your mind? How are you trying to navigate that as you're going through these little hairpin turns?
You're trying to outbreak them, or you're trying to out throttle them, and that's why you saw the shuffling going around, and then everybody would kind of settle in for a little bit, and the race would be on again, and the same thing over and over. So after I looped it a few times and tried racing with those guys, I figured it was just better to sit back and let them come to me. And that's kind of exactly how it played out. try not to overdrive the car. I saw them up there giving each other little battles here and there. So keep it safe, keep it on the road, keep the tires together, and try to make it to the end because that was the biggest thing here was the survival aspect of it.
100%. Well, congratulations again on your second place finish, man. Headed to Old Atlanta next week. How you feel about Old Atlanta?
I'm pumped. It's going to be fun. I hope we get a good turnout of cars. A lot of cars there should produce some wild moments. So I'm excited.
I can absolutely say the same there. I'm looking forward to that one myself. But before we let you go, any sponsors or shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out Clem Speed Shop, you guys for the broadcast, the league, everything that you guys do, the paints on the cars. Shout out to all the guys from Doghouse that came over here to race with us and let me practice with them and give me some pointers, try to get me a little bit faster. Appreciate all them and shout out to mom always watching. I don't know if she did tonight.
She absolutely did. We had several very kind Kathy Trush comments. She helped us with our broadcast, actually.
That's awesome.
Well, congratulations again on second place here tonight, man. We look forward to seeing you at Old Atlanta next week.
Yep. We'll see you guys.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yep. Bye.
And that is Brandon Trush finishing second place here tonight. Two good runs for Brandon back to back. He's going to work his way up that point standing. We'll try to get updated later tonight. And I have ready for next race because I don't think it's going to be possible to get it updated and ready before this broadcast ends. But coming up in your first place position, I have Jamie Horn here in the waiting room as I pull him up here. Jamie, you got a copy of this in the booth?
Yes, sir.
Well, welcome back, man, to the booth again with another win. Getting at a different style here at the Kansas Roval. Talk to us about the Roval and what do you like? What do you like and what do you love about this track?
I like nothing about it and absolutely love nothing about it.
So I don't think
I
we'll
am
see you
glad
back
it's
here.
over. I'll come back if the league does, but if it's my choice, I will not be back.
I don't blame you. Coming through the run here, man, it seemed like there was a big position battle. Probably about 20, 30 laps to go between you, Tankos, Trush, and you guys. We had 3 lead changes on 3 laps. Tell us about that battle and what it was like going around those guys there.
Yeah, I was telling Trush and Kevin that boy, it felt like for those 3 or 4 laps that pretty much it was who was going to make the mistake next. Because I was making mistakes. Kevin made some, Trush made some. So that's pretty much how we were passing each other was who locked their tires up or overshot the corner or whatever. And so it was fun. That was probably the funnest part of the night, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you guys gave us a show there for quite a while. We were trying to see what was going to happen next. Every time somebody would pull away, they make a mistake or something would happen, and we get a new lead change. But it was a lot of fun and a lot of exciting racing there for a while. But heading to Atlanta next week, it seems like the consensus that everybody loves the old Atlanta, which is exactly where we're going, not the new one, the old one. Give us your thoughts on the old Atlanta track.
So I really like the old Atlanta track. I have actually never run it in one of these cars, so that's going to be interesting. You know, done it in, I believe we've done it in ARCA. I know the old next, or not next Gen 4 cars, and I really like the track. I just not sure how this car is going to drive on it, but we'll get some practice time in and get ready for it, and I'm sure it'll be a blast. I like it, so I think we'll be pretty good there.
Yeah, no doubt. I think you'll be fantastic there next week. I think that track fits your driving style pretty well. Having driven with you before, I know how you kind of like to drive the track, but I think you're going to do a good job. But I think it's also going to be very competitive out there as we got a lot of competitive cars out here and growing even more with the addition of Josh Cully coming over from the Doghouse Racing League too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Last race of the season. I think you got a pretty good hold on the points lead as we go into the playoffs. But before I let you go, any sponsors or shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to you guys for broadcasting and putting on the league, enjoying the league. I know it takes a lot of time and effort, so thank y'all for everything y'all do and getting it going and keeping it going every week. Shout out to all my teammates, Brandon, Hunter, Daniel, Gary, everybody that we work together with and everything. sure I'm forgetting somebody. Bill, better not forget Bill. He'll let me know if I forget him. But some of them didn't have great nights. But congrats to Brandon on the P2 and Hunter P4. So pretty good night for the team. And shout out to my mom at home.
Absolutely, do not forget that. But yeah, man, good
I,
run tonight. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying I don't know if y'all seen my name I put on my in car last week, but I forgot to do it this week.
I don't.
But
I don't know if I remember it.
oh, we just had to put on there as a slogan that I thank my mom for having me.
That's fantastic. But yeah, man, another good run for you tonight, and looking forward to seeing you up here next week at Atlanta.
All right, y'all have a good night.
All right, you too.
Take care, man.
Y'all too.
It's gonna be Jamie Horn finishing first place tonight. Got a pretty commanding lead there on the points. As we head into our last race before the playoffs at Old Atlanta, Hunter, give me your thoughts on the race.
That was really fun, man. I know, I feel like I can speak for both of us when I say that we go into road courses with a little bit of extra anxiety, and I think that's partially our own views on road courses being kind of projected onto it. But it was so much fun to watch, man. All the different lead changes that we had really competitive racing all night long. Not to have a caution flag have to be thrown through the entire race is really just a testament to these guys and the work that they put in and the practice time that they put in. We're really blessed to have the crowd that we do out here. So it was really fun, man. That battle, I know the guys were referring to it, Jamie and Brandon and Greg and Kevin. I know Kevin didn't get the finish that he wanted to tonight, but watching that battle go back and forth was a ton of fun too. So really good night. Looking forward to Old Atlanta next week. I think Old Atlanta is going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. Ready to get back to some good old oval racing at a really good track. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't express it enough. If you never drove it before, it's just a track that you really have to put some input into and think about what you're doing. You can spin it really quick, and it seems like you're going very fast for the first 5 to 10 laps, and all of a sudden your tires can just go. So it takes a lot of work, a lot of more skill than what you see on the outside there. So I'm excited for it. But other than that, that's going to be just about it for us here at the Kansas Roval. Jamie Horn bringing home first place, Brandon Trush in second, Greg McConey in third. And looking forward to getting out to Atlanta next week. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors throughout the season one more time. Again, if you are here still watching, thank you for joining. Make sure you like, subscribe so you can keep up with what we're doing. Hopefully have some more content coming soon on different like paints, tutorials, maybe some setup talks and stuff like that coming pretty soon here. Not really sure. Maybe some physics talks because I've actually had some people message me about that, Hunter, believe it or not. I know you like to make fun of me for that, but had some requests. So
It's just my own insecurities talking.
well, we're going to look into it. I'm not sure how well I'm going to be at doing it, but definitely going to give it a shot. So might not be the best teacher, but yeah, and that some good content coming. You can also check out our TikTok. It's going to be at Knapp Daddy Racing. We'll do design streams up there. We design cars from scratch or just show you how to do different things up there. Just hang out, talk on Twitch at knapdaddyracing.com. It's where we're going to be doing all of our racing streams from now on. Not broadcast, but when I personally race on nights other than the broadcast nights, if you want to follow along there. But other than that, that's going to be just about it for us tonight. Again, thank you all for joining. And for the last time tonight, I've been John.
And I've been Hunter.
And we will see you guys next time.
Take care, everybody.